So our first favourite sensory item that he's had since he was around 9 weeks old is this foil blanket. So we've got a small one at the moment. I've actually ordered a few more large ones on Amazon, which was £3 for 2 of them. But these are absolutely brilliant. You can use these from when you've got a newborn, so they can, when they start doing tummy time, they can practice their tummy time on here because they love to feel the textures and look at the shiny texture of the blanket. And then I will show you guys these cards a bit later in the video, but he's had these vision cards since he was younger. We don't use them that much anymore because he is a little bit older, but if you've got a younger baby, these are brilliant just to lay out on their foil blanket when they're doing tummy time, and they are really bold patterns, so they are good for babies developing vision. As you can see now, he's a bit older. He doesn't really stay still on the blanket anymore. He likes to roll around and play with the material. But yeah, these are good for babies of any age, and he's absolutely obsessed with the noise that it makes. So for a couple of quid, this is an absolute essential for your sensory box. So there's literally so much you can do with the foil blankets, and one of our favourite things to do since he was around 9 weeks old is to make a sensory den. So we've now got this new teepee for him, so I've basically just attached a foil blanket all around the sides of it with some tape, and then I've put another foil blanket on the floor inside. I've set up his projector. This is the Nordic projector from Amazon. I can link it down below for you guys. We've also got these flashing maracas. These were from a website called Glow House. I will link them down below, and the fibre optic wand was in a sensory bag from a company called Busy Baby Sensory. If you've got a younger baby and you still have your activity gym out, I always used to put the foil blanket over the top of the overhead bars on the activity gym, like over the top of the dangling toys, and then we just used to lay underneath it on the play mat together, and then I would just shine some of the objects around. Obviously now he's a bit older, we packed the activity gym away, so we now use the teepee instead. Another thing we love to do with the foil blanket is space-themed sensory play. So normally I have a big blanket that covers the whole of this sofa, but obviously it's still in the post at the moment. So I'm just using the small one today, and normally we'd do this when it gets dark, and we'd have his projector on. So just for this video, I'm doing it in the daylight, so it's not as good as it would normally be. But I just basically lay his blanket underneath the sofa cushions and down onto the floor, and then I will sit him on it. We've got lots of these flashing sensory balls. These are 59p in Home Bargains. I've got his flashing sensory wand and his fibre optic wand as well. So there's lots of little flashing lights for him to look at. And I also picked this Christmas decoration up in Home Bargains, which is a big sequin ball, which kind of resembles a planet, and then also the sequin star. Normally I would dangle these like sort of up and down in front of his face on a coat hanger. I'll just tie them all to like a coat hanger and then kind of just move them about so he can watch like all of the shiny sequins, which he really seems to enjoy. But obviously for the purpose of this video, I'm just going to lay them out on the foil blanket to show you what we normally use. These sensory ones, again, they're really cheap to buy. I will link some down below for you guys if you wanted to pick them up. But again, I would say these are like one of the essentials to have in your sensory box, because babies are just obsessed with looking at the flashing lights. And then we've also got these sparkly Pom Poms out as well. So we also like to add bubbles into our sensory play quite a lot, and I do this for our space themed play. So we got this bubble gun on eBay. It was $7.99, and when you turn it on for the bubbles to come out, it flashes and makes noises, which he's obsessed with as well. So one of the things that I do during the space themed play is lay him down on the floor and get him to follow the light on his flashing toys, which is especially good for younger babies and their developing vision. And then we also put on, our favourite is S Club 7 Reach for the Stars. Obviously it ties in with the whole space theme, so we'll just get the Pom Poms out, put that song on, and then we'll do some actions with the Pom Poms, which he seems to love. And then also in the background on YouTube, I put on the space themed baby sensory video, just so he can have a look at the patterns and the different planets and stars on the screen, which he seems to be quite mesmerised by most of the time. So if you have a slightly older baby who is sitting up, you can sit them on the foil blanket and just let them explore all of the different sensory balls and the flashing lights, and just kind of let them explore for themselves. So he will be occupied on here easily for a good like 15 to 20 minutes at a time, which for a baby is quite a long time for them to focus on one activity. So he absolutely loves this theme sensory play, and we try and do this at least once a week. And finally, I picked up this glittery beach ball on eBay. This was $2.99 and you can get different coloured glitter in them. So we usually get this out for our space play and use it as one of the planets, and he's obsessed with this ball. So another thing that we love in our sensory box are all of these different textured sensory balls. Babies absolutely love to explore these. So you've obviously seen some of these in our space themed play, but we also have this little textured flashing chick. So you drop him and he flashes. Joel loves this one. This is one of our newer ones that we've just bought. We have all of these, which I showed you in the space themed play. These were from Home Bargains and they were all 59p each. They're literally just in their toy section in like a loose box. And they flash when you shake them. And then we also have these squishy ones. These were also from Home Bargains. The smaller one was 59p and the larger one was 99p. Again, these are all in Home Bargains toy section. So one of them's glittery and the other one has like little coloured balls in, and he loves to play with these and explore the textures. And then, as I showed you in the space themed play, we picked up this Christmas decoration in Home Bargains, and he is obsessed with it because it's so shiny and it's very, very textured with all the sequins. So he loves to explore this. I think, again, this was about 99p. So with these, you can just get baby to practice some tummy time. They can lay on the floor and explore all the different flashing lights, colours, and all the different textures of the sensory balls. We're also finding that if we put a few of these flashing balls just out of his reach, he will also try and practice his crawling as well. The thing you can do with all the sensory balls is get a baking like cupcake tray and tape each ball into one of the sections and just give it to the baby. This is kind of when they're a bit older and they are ideally sitting up. I also add a few balls from his ball pit in here as well, just to kind of bulk it out. So this is kind of an activity for babies to do when they're a little bit older, so maybe when you've got a baby that's sitting up. But he can also practice his tummy time while he's trying to get the balls out of here as well. And this will keep him occupied for a good like 10 minutes or so, which for a baby is quite a long time for them to be focused on one activity. So this is a really good idea to keep your baby occupied. Another thing we love in our sensory box are the feathers. So we got these two ostrich feathers. The bigger one was on eBay, I think it was a couple of pounds, and then the smaller one came in one of our sensory bags from Busy Baby Sensory. These are really, really good for any type of sensory play. So babies love to explore the textures of the feathers and they love to be tickled as well. One of our favourite things to do with this is put Round and Round the Garden on YouTube and do the actions with the feathers. He absolutely loves it. So another essential from when baby is a bit younger, you can actually do this with newborn babies because it really helps their developing vision. So we got these vision cards off Etsy and they are double-sided and the patterns are so bold. We got these from a little sensory company on there and I think I paid about £5 for 5 of them. But obviously you're essentially getting 10 cards because they are double-sided. So as I showed you at the beginning of this video, these are really good if baby wants to do tummy time. It's something to keep them occupied and to help their vision while they're doing the tummy time. And then I also, when he was younger, we don't use these so much anymore because he's too wriggly, but when he was younger I used to lay him on his back like this and just slowly move one of the cards in front of his eye line. So again, this is really good for their developing vision and this is good to do from when you have a newborn. Then whenever I used to do this with him, I just put some calming sensory music on in the background just on YouTube. So you can still use these when your baby is a bit older and sitting up. So now that he's 8 months, sometimes I'll just sit him on the floor so he can explore the different pictures. Now he's a little bit older, I also tend to point out what the different objects are as well. And then now that he can see a lot more colours than he used to be able to, I've also got these colourful flashcards. These are the Hungry Caterpillar ones, and you can buy these online. But he loves looking at all the different pictures and the colours in here, and we'll sit and go through these, and I'll talk through like what each object is, and if they make any sounds, I will talk through the sounds that they make, and he is just obsessed with looking at the pictures in here. So these sparkly pom-poms are another must-have for your sensory box. We use these a lot in our baby sensory classes when we were doing those. So these were, I think for this pair, this was about £3 on eBay. And then we've got this single coloured pom-pom as well. This came in one of our sensory bags, but you can buy these separately for like £1 or something like that on eBay. This one also has the finger holes to make it really easy to hold. So one of our favourite things to do with these is put on Incy Wincy Spider on YouTube and do the actions with the pom-poms, and I'll tickle his face and he just loves it. This is something we've done in our baby sensory classes since he was around 9 weeks old. So this is completely suitable to do when your baby is a lot younger, still in the newborn stage as well. Another one of our favourite things in our sensory box are these rainbow coloured chiffon scarves. So we got all of these on eBay. These were about £5 or £6 and you get 2 of each colour. They are absolutely brilliant. You can do so many different things with these. You might have seen in my baby play ideas video that you can pop all of these into a tissue box or a shape sorter box and let baby pull them all out and explore all the different textures and colours of the fabric. But one of our favourite things to do with these is our rainbow themed sensory play. This is good for slightly older babies who can see more colour, so I will get all of his flashing sensory balls and wrap them up in this fabric, and he can just roll around in it and explore and try and pull them out and find them. And then these dance ribbons are another essential for your sensory box. So we've got a coloured one. When he was newborn, we also had a black and white one of these as well. So these are completely suitable from newborn baby stage. With this, we'll normally put Sing a Rainbow on YouTube or some type of rainbow song, and I will kind of tickle his face with this, kind of dangle it around in front of him, and he likes to feel all the different ribbons, and then I'll talk through what each different colour is. So this is quite an educational toy for older babies. And then also with the rainbow song, I will pull each coloured scarf out and just kind of show him what each colour is, and he loves looking at it. And then again with our rainbow themed sensory play, we like to use bubbles because, like I said, we do this for most of our themed sensory plays. He is obsessed with bubbles, especially now he's got a little bit older, and they literally just make each themed sensory play a little bit more fun for them. The other thing we like to do with the chiffon scarves is to play peekaboo. So this is really good for baby to realise that you might not be in the room, but they can still hear you, and that you haven't disappeared altogether. So it definitely helps with separation anxiety. One of our favourite sensory activities to do now he's a bit older is to get some pipe cleaners and pop them all in this colander, and this will literally keep him occupied for a good 10 to 15 minutes. You do have to obviously supervise them with every single activity that I've showed you on here, especially pipe cleaners because they can be quite sharp at the edges, but this will keep him occupied for so long. He loves putting them all out, exploring the different colours and the textures. And it's just a really good activity to do when you're stuck at home and you're looking for something to keep them occupied. It doesn't cost very much. I bought all of these pipe cleaners in a craft pack in Home Bargains for 99p, and they came with loads of other stuff as well. And obviously we've all got a colander at home, so this is a really good, simple, cheap activity to do with them. One of our last favourite activities to do is music. So babies love to make noise and they love all the little different sounds. So we just get some colanders and some pans and a wooden spoon out to act as drums. We've also got this wooden instrument set that I got for £10 in Home Bargains. So we've got a xylophone, we've got a triangle, and then we've also got the little castanets as well, which make a clicky sound. He absolutely loves this one. So it came with a set of wooden maracas too, but they are at my mum's house for when he goes over there. But we've also got this shaker. We got this in Jojo My Man, and this was £12. If you don't have one of these Rainmaker shaker type things, you can get a bottle and fill it with rice or pasta or similar, and you can make one of these easily yourself. And then you can just leave babies kind of like make loads and loads of noise as much as they like. We'll put some music on in the background and we'll play the instruments and sing along to the music. So it's kind of like a mini music class for your baby, and we do this a couple of times a week, usually in the morning when he's in his best mood. And we also add this flashing tambourine into the music play as well. So again, this is really good because he likes to look at the coloured lights, but then you've got a musical instrument with this as well. I will find one of these and link them down below for you because this actually came in one of our sensory bags. But he loves the little bells on here, and this was really good at Christmas time for like playing jingle bells with him and things like that. So they are all of our top favourite sensory play ideas. I hope this has helped you, especially during the lockdown, just for a few little ideas to keep your baby occupied. And I also have a 6 to 9 month playtime ideas video, so definitely head over to my channel and check that out. If you've liked this video, please do subscribe to my channel, and I will catch you in the next video, guys. Bye!